Friends, have you ever felt like why nobody told me this before in my life? We study so many subjects in school maths, history, science but the most important lesson about life is about reality. No one sits down and explains. Today, I'm going to share with you the truth that will actually open your eyes. Some may hurt, some may shock, but at the end, you will feel this is exactly what I needed to hear. So, stay with me till the end. The first reality is life is not fair, and that's okay. I know we all grew up hearing things like work hard and you will succeed, be good and good things will happen. But reality, that's not always true. Think about it. Some people are born in rich families with everything ready money, contacts, opportunities. Some are born in poor families struggling for basic needs. Some people put their heart and soul into studies but don't get the job they wanted, while someone else who barely tried lands a great job just because of context. Is it fair? No. But here is the truth. Life is not designed to be fair. It is designed to challenge you. See, unfairness doesn't mean you are doomed. It means you have to play smart with the cards you have been given. For example, imagine a student who works day and night for an exam, but he fails by 1 mark. Another student studies half-heartedly but passes. At that moment it feels unfair. But sometimes the failure becomes the reason he works harder, learns better, and ends up in a bigger position later. So instead of crying, why me? Why is life unfair? Start asking, okay, life is unfair. What can I do with what I have? Friends, raise your hand if you have ever felt, why always me? You are not alone. Even I think the same. We all have, but remember, unfairness is not the end, it's just the beginning of your unique story. The second reality of life is school teaches subjects, not life. We know how to solve quadratic equations, but nobody taught us how to manage our monthly salary. We can recite Shakespeare, but nobody taught us how to manage anxiety. We can draw diagrams of the human heart, but nobody told us how to heal a broken one. But here is the thing, you cannot blame schools fully. The system was built to create workers, not thinkers. So if you are waiting for someone else to come and teach you about relationships, money, and mental health, you will be waiting forever. For example, when you start earning, suddenly you realize, wait, what is tax? What is savings? What is investment? And you are clueless. Why? Because nobody taught you. If I come across another example, when you face your first breakup, you feel like the world has ended. Nobody prepared you for heartbreak. So, my dear friends, reality is you need to self-educate. Read books, watch useful content, learn from mentors, and most importantly, learn from your own mistakes. If you only depend on the system, you will be cheated. But when you take charge of your own learning, you will be ahead of 90% of people your age. The third reality of life is friends change, but that's natural. How many of you still have the same best friend from childhood? Probably very few. And sometimes we feel hurt. She changed, he moved on, maybe I'm not good enough. But listen carefully, people don't change because of you. They change because life changes them. For example, in a school, you might have had a gang of 5 best friends. You promised each other we will always be together. But then, college happens, job happens, marriage happens, priority shifts. Slowly the calls reduces, the meetup vanish, and one day you will realize you are not as close as before. Does that mean they don't love you anymore? No. It just means their path is different now. It's like a train journey. Some people get down at your station, some travel with you for a while, few may go till the last stop. But everyone had a purpose in your journey. So, instead of crying, my friend left me, smile and say, "Thank you for being the part of my story," and welcome the new people life sends your way. The fourth reality of life is money is not everything, but without money, life is hard. From childhood, we hear money cannot buy happiness. True. But let me ask you, can poverty buy happiness? Can empty pockets bring peace? No. For example, imagine your parents falling sick and you don't have enough money for treatment. At that moment, you realize love and prayers are important, but money is also necessary. If I come across another example, think about your monthly expenses: food, travel, rent, electricity. Without money, even basic needs become stressful. So, here is the reality. Don't become obsessed with money, but don't ignore it either. Balance it. Start learning about money early. Save, even if it's small. Invest in your skills. Don't just spend to show off on Instagram. Trust me, financially, freedom is a way more attractive than showing off a new phone. One day you will realize money is not the ultimate goal, but it is a tool that gives you choices, security, and peace of mind, and that's why it matters. The fifth reality is rejection is redirection. When someone rejects us, whether it's a job, a college, or even a relationship, we feel like life is over. But reality, that rejection is guiding you towards something better. There was a young man who got rejected in an interview. He cried, felt worthless, but later he prepared better, applied somewhere else, and got a job far bigger than he ever imagined. Looking back, he realized if I had got the first job, I would have never grown this much. In love, too, when someone walks out of your life, it feels like heartbreak. But sometimes rejection saves you from people who are not meant for you. So, if you have been rejected recently, remember it's not life closing doors. It's life redirecting you to better path. Always have this in mind. Rejection is not my end, rejection is my redirection. The reality 6 of life. Relationships are not fairy tales. Movies and social media show us perfect love stories. Prince Charming, happily ever after, no fights, no tears. But reality? Relationships need effort, maturity, sacrifice, and not all of them last. For example, maybe you have been in love and thought this is forever. But later understanding falls apart, which becomes a misunderstandings, distance, or immaturity ended it. You feel broken. You think maybe I am not lovable. But listen carefully, relationships are like plants. You can't just water once and expect it to grow forever. You need patience, care, effort, and sometimes to take care of it. And even then, not every plant will survive. That doesn't mean you are unworthy. It simply means you learned, you grew, and now you are wiser. So, my dear friends, don't beg for love. Don't chase people who don't respect you. Instead, build yourself first. When you respect yourself, the right people will come into your life naturally. The seventh reality of life is success takes time. In today's world, we want everything instantly. Instant noodles, instant likes, instant money. But real success, it's never instant. For example, look at any successful person. APJ Abdul Kalam, who sold newspapers as a child before becoming the missile man of India. J.K. Rowling, rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. They didn't succeed overnight. They failed, struggled, waited, and worked hard. But on social media, we only see the after picture, the cars, the fame, the achievements, and we compare our beginning to their peak. Stop comparing. Your journey has its own timing. Success takes years of sweat, patience, and persistence. And if you stay consistent, your time will come. The eighth reality of life is self-love is the key. Listen carefully, you can achieve success, earn money, even get relationships. But if you don't love yourself, nothing will feel enough. We wait for validations. Parents to say, I'm proud of you. Friends to say, you are amazing. Society to say, you are successful. But the reality is, no one will clap for you at every step. You have to clap for yourself. Stand in front of mirror and remind yourself, I'm enough, I'm worthy, I'm growing. Because at the end of the day, your longest relationship is with yourself. Treat yourself with kindness, respect, and love. So, my dear friends, these are the truths no one will tell us early. If someone had told me these truths earlier, my journey would have been so much easier. That's why I shared them with you today. Now, it's your turn. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it because maybe, just maybe, these words will save them years of confusion. Remember, life is not about avoiding struggles. It's about learning from them. So whenever you face a tough time, don't cry, why me? Instead say, try me, I'm ready.